Hello, we are a team of 4 law students from the National University of Singapore. This past semester, we had the privilege of undertaking a project for the TradeLab Bureau of Canada. Our beneficiary wanted us to study the effectiveness of non-disputing state party submissions, or NDSP submissions for short, in influencing arbitral decision-making. Thus, we have produced an empirical study of the effectiveness of NDSP submissions in the context of international investment arbitration. Unfortunately, because of the coronavirus pandemic, we are unable to present our project in person, so we hope that this video will give you an overview of our study and its findings. Our research covered both primary and secondary materials. That being said, most of our time was spent looking at primary resources. How we went about our research was first, to identify the international investment agreements that contain provisions allowing NDSPs to make submissions to the tribunal. Second, we looked at all investment disputes that arose under each of these IIAs to obtain the list of cases in which NDSP submissions were made, as well as all the submissions. The databases we consulted at this stage include the UNCTAD, ICSID, Investor State Law Guide, NPCA, as well as the various government archives. Then, we looked at the awards that were published in these cases in order to assess the impact of the NDSP submissions on the tribunal's eventual decision. From our research, we found 78 IIAs containing NDSP provisions, out of which 61 involve states in the Americas. From these IIAs, 54 investment disputes had NDSP submissions, all of which were made by states in the Americas. We analyzed each NDSP submission in terms of the institutional position of the states that made them, i.e. whether they were the home state or not, the stage of proceedings in which they were made, the content of these submissions, as well as the consistency of the submissions both among the treaty parties, as well as in relation to the submitting state's position in previous investment disputes. While it may not have been the easiest of tasks, I am thankful for the opportunity to read and analyze this large number of submissions made on international investment treaty protections. It has certainly helped me develop a greater appreciation for the provisions that I had previously learned in the classroom setting. Finally, we looked for comments made by the disputing parties, as well as the arbitral tribunal regarding these submissions, in order to identify potential factors that may affect the effectiveness of NDSP submissions in influencing arbitral decision-making.
Finally, we hope that our project will be helpful to the beneficiary in the following ways. Firstly, by assisting in improving the effectiveness of non-disputing state party submissions, or NDSP submissions for short. While our empirical research suggests that a conclusive pattern of how tribunals treat NDSP submissions is not necessarily discernible, there are certain factors that may be helpful in this regard. These relevant factors include whether the positions taken amongst treaty parties in a particular investor-state dispute is consistent with each other, whether the position advanced by the treaty parties is consistent over time, and where the tribunal specifically invites the non-disputing state parties to make legal submissions on certain issues. Secondly, we also hope that our paper will give a better understanding of the problems that often plague such mechanisms and therefore assist in helping treaty parties draft clearer and more effective NDSP provisions.
In short, we are very proud of our report and hope that you would also find it a useful and interesting insight into the use of NDSP submissions in international investment arbitration. We would like to thank Professor Jansen Kalamita and Dr. Ayelet Berman for the opportunity to participate in this TradeLab Clinic. We also want to thank our mentors, Dr. Charalampos Giannakopoulos and Alvin Yap, for providing feedback and guidance on all our ideas and our drafts. It has truly been a great learning experience for all of us. Thank you.